Friday marked day 2 of the G7 summit in southern Italy. The leaders of the world's major democracies and their allies discussed migration, economic security, and tensions with China. There were also some special guests. Pope Francis took part in a working session on artificial intelligence. Now, this is the first time that the head of the Catholic Church has attended a G7 summit. He later met individually with President Biden. And earlier in the day, the president also sat down with Italy's prime minister, the host of this year's summit. We have CBS News chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes in southern Italy for us. Nancy, tell us what the Pope discussed with the G7 and maybe what were some of the takeaways from his meeting with President Biden?
Good evening, Lana. Yes, the Pope has never spoken at a G7 summit before. No Pope has, but this pontiff was invited here specially to talk about an issue that is very important to him and to the Vatican, and that is artificial intelligence. They have been pushing for a greater focus on ethics when it comes to the development of AI. It's kind of the Wild West right now when it comes to AI. All of this technology is being developed so quickly. And he argued today there need to be more global guardrails. He was urging the world leaders gathered here to establish some kind of global treaty that addresses the challenges and risks of AI to make sure that it is developed responsibly. In fact, he called for an all-out ban of something that, frankly, Lana, I hadn't heard of before, which was these robots, these automatic weapons like drones, but that are directed by AI so that they need no human involvement whatsoever to hone in on a target and attack it. So, you know, imagine the implications.
I mean, it sounds
if there
like
are countries around the world that suddenly have
Right, it sounds like
a sci-fi movie, right?
Right, a dystopian future. I can understand why the Pope in his position felt like that would be something that world leaders should be paying attention to. I'm wondering if you can tell us anything more about the other big topics of discussion for day 2.
Yes, well, they had a long conversation about climate change. They also spoke about the ongoing situation in the Middle East. But overall, I think the really big focus here at the G7, Lana, was Ukraine and what to do about the fact that, you know, 2.5 years into this war, Ukraine appears to have lost some of its momentum. Russia obviously has more manpower, more money. So how do these world leaders even the playing field for Ukraine? They obviously can't give Ukraine more manpower. They can give it more firepower, and they're committing to doing that. President Biden signing this 10-year security agreement to try to give Ukraine some certainty that the U.S. is going to be standing by Ukraine for the long term. And then this huge $50 billion loan that all of these countries are going to be making to Ukraine, using the interest from hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Russian assets that have been frozen around the world since Russia invaded 2.5 years ago. So, you know, they're looking for ways to sort of bolster Ukraine while sending a message to Russia that that the global community isn't going anywhere.